We're here in Big Hill Pond State Park in Tennessee. We're going to do a hike around this park here, around 8 to 10 miles probably. There's a lot of trails here, and you can do various loops of different lengths. And we're going to start out by walking around this lake here. This is a reservoir. This is not Big Hill Pond, but we're going to head around past that building there, around the west side of the lake, down the west side of the lake, and then off in the distance there is the dam you can barely see, and we'll head up a hill near there to a lookout tower and down across the swamp on the downstream side of the dam, back up around the east side of the lake here, and then come back to this area. So we just left the trailhead where we parked and heading around the lake. This trail here looks like it doesn't get very much use, or at least hasn't recently. It's just closely following the lake shore. We're at the upstream end of the lake now, and there's this boardwalk that'll cross across the wetland to get across the other side of the lake. This is wood's pretty wet. It's kind of slippery. And here's the other side of the lake. You'll see the lake right through there. So we came down the trail from this direction here, and we're now have to cross a stream that goes into the lake from the west side. And this looks quite muddy here. So unfortunately there's no bridge here. The trail crossed another stream down in this valley here, and what it seems to do is that it goes down and crosses the stream in the valley, then immediately climbs back up to the side of the hill here, as this trail's doing now. So we've come down this trail here 1.5 miles, and are now across the section of the lake from the trailhead, which is hard to see, but it's right through those trees in the middle of this video here. And looks like the trail is going to keep, at this point it's going to rather go down into another valley here and cross another stream. Now turned onto a section of the trail that is following this ridge here, and it's actually following this looks to be an old road on this ridge. Trail's pretty straight and through these trees here. We've now come up this section of the trail from this direction from the lake, and we've reached this intersection here. The trail is for horses to use, and that trail continues in that direction, but we're going to follow that trail south here towards the tower. We followed the trail from that direction towards the south here, and we reached the top of this hill, and we reached an intersection here. This trail to the left, as it says, goes back to the dam, crosses the dam around the east side of a lake. Well, this direction goes to the tower, and then from there you can go to the boardwalk across the swamp. So that's the direction we're gonna go. So we kept following the trail along the ridge from that direction, and we have reached the tower. And we're gonna head up there and see what the view's like from the top. Now after we come back down from there, we're gonna follow the trail. Initially in this direction, through those trees, but then it's gonna go down this hill, and the swamp is down that area. Okay, we're at the top of the tower here. Now that small hill right there in the distance there, right there is where that intersection was where the trail went down to the dam. And if you look straight through there, the lake is in that area and the dam's right over there. Where we started was back behind that hill. Now we're gonna keep following this trail. Well, it's gonna head over that way for a ways, then it's gonna go down through this valley here and across the swamp here, and then we're gonna go across the other side to that area and then hike back up along the east side of the lake back to the trailhead. And this is the view out towards the west. Now on the trail just below the tower, and we're headed down into the swamp. You're here at the northwestern end of the boardwalk across the swamp, and from here it's a half-mile walk on the boardwalk to the other side. Now reach the opposite end of the boardwalk, and the shortest trail back goes up that hill there. But we're going to continue towards this Azalea Spring Loop in this direction. trail is clearly not very well used. Azalea Spring Loop just follows the edge of the swamp here, at least for the first part here. We came down this trail from that direction. Now we're going to keep going over here. And it's going to continue following the edge of the swamp area for a little more till the other side of this hill here, where it's going to turn and go along the railroad for a little distance. We were continuing on the Azalea Spring Loop from that direction, and we've come to the railroad there through the trees, and we're going to follow it a short distance up here before the trail crosses the railroad. And at some point along here we should reach what are called the Big Hill Pond Fortifications, which are earthworks that remain from the Civil War, when the Union built defenses here to defend this railroad. So we'll see if we can find those in this area. It's a site that's listed on the National Register of Historic Places, but I haven't seen any sort of signs around here regarding it, so we'll see. Now, based off what I've been able to find online, I believe that these mounds here, these trenches, ditches through here, are part of those fortifications from the Civil War. And as you can see, the trail goes straight through there. And from here, trail is pointing that way. I think it doesn't crosses the railroad just up ahead there where those cars are, but yeah. We came uphill from the railroad back in that direction, and now we are continuing along the top of this hill towards the north as we head back towards the place we began hiking at least, along the lake. We came up this direction on the trail through there on the Azalea Spring Loop, which the yellow blazes there are also the Big Hill Pond rather. And we've crossed this park road. That goes back towards the entrance, and that direction goes towards the dam. And if we continue here and follow these yellow blazes across this road, we'll get back to the place where we parked. And it's about 1.5 miles from here. This last section of the trail here is just winding in out among the trees along this hillside. The park road's actually just right up through there. You can't see it from here, but you can tell when a car drives by. And yeah, not too far from the trailhead. And you can see how far it's been once we get there. We came down the trail from that direction towards Tower Boardwalk, and that trail continues back towards the office, I think. And this trail this way is about 1/3 of a mile back to the lake where we parked. So this direction it is. Okay, we're back at the parking area now, and that was 8.4 miles total. And not sure about the elevation gain, but I'll put it in on the All Trails track in the description so you can see that. Pretty good trail, very nice day to hike.